Hello Internet, Mike Bertolini here. I'm back playing Vampire the Masquerade Coteries of New York. Now this is scheduled to be the first game upload of the new year, so let me welcome you to 2024. Ironically, I am recording this in 2023, so this video sort of is spanning the gap of the years. All right, not going to say a whole lot about, life before the game. Just going to remind you to like, subscribe, interact with this video. Watch it. Let the YouTube algorithm know that you're interested in this sort of content. And remember to like, subscribe, do all of that. It's free, costs you nothing, costs you no effort whatsoever, but it really helps out this channel. All right, so let's get going. All right. I just want to make sure I give y'all a heads up. This is the 11th night of this game. That means the character M has survived as a vampire for nearly 2 weeks. Isn't that so cute? All right, now what to do? Let's see. Let's see. I'm gonna go after this sleazy reporter from a gossip magazine. The streetlights filter into the apartment in a stark white glow, as if someone were shooting a movie outside. The art pieces display a tasteful expense entirely fitting the image you have of Sophie. I feel as if 1,000 sins have been committed on these premises, most of them under her benevolent hospitality. Sophie comes to greet you as you enter the living room, shaking her head. You understand that people judge me based on how you dress, don't you? Sophie looks at your clothes as if resigned to your sartorial limitations. I've had other things to worry about than shopping for clothes. Sophie walks to the window and looks out, the streetlights playing on her features. She reminds you of a queen contemplating the unfortunate limitations of her subjects. You'd think that as a vampire, at least we wouldn't have to worry about the vultures of the press. Unfortunately, when you have power and ability, there are always parasites trying to feed on you. Is there a reporter after you? Yes. A terribly persistent creature. Sophie steps away from the window and settles down on a sofa, a wine glass with a red liquid in it. Blood. Treated as not to spoil. You become good at noticing the scent, even from a distance. She doesn't offer you any as you cautiously sit down across from her. This awful man has been stalking my apartment with a camera. He's gone through my trash, talked to the neighbors. Please be a dear and explain to him that there's nothing for him here. You're enjoying this, aren't you? I can see it in your face. Nonsense, some ransom beast is stalking me, that's all. It's just that the secrecy of the masquerade is a bore sometimes. A necessary bore, but a bore nonetheless. Isn't this unavoidable when we fake mortal lives? Do you really think you can tell me how to live? Am I in danger? Everything that has to do with the media and the masquerade is dangerous. To you and every other kindred. Time for you to go. I have business to attend to. You leave the apartment as Sophie disappears into another room. You don't have a clear idea of the game she plays with the city's mortal and immortal power structures, but she always seems to be making a move. Outside in the street, there's a slight, warm drizzle. The kind that gets under your clothes and makes you want to take a shower when you get back to your own haven. The reporters immediately jump out to you. Let's see. You start with the basics of investigative work. You ask the proprietor of the bodega around the corner, a homeless man sleeping in a nearby doorway, the doorman of another building, whether they've seen anyone strange. Detective work produces results. You get the description of a man who sounds like a reporter. Older, overweight, pasty, and in bad physical condition. Professional camera. Once you know what you're looking for, it's not difficult. You spot a man who matches the description and follow him. You enter an alley, a dark, dingy space between two tall buildings. Once upon a time, a place like this might have worried you, made you think of muggings and violence. Now it's clear that the most dangerous thing here is you. The man you are following seems to realize this too. He holds his camera in front of him like a shield, its heavy objective resting on his paunch. To start, you recognize him. You remember the face, the shaded sunglasses from a picture next to a byline and some trashy paper. The article was about a friend of yours, an artist, who was reported to be dating a celebrity. It was true, but the celebrity didn't want to be associated with your friend and broke it off afterwards. For months, your friend cursed Audrey's name. Audrey's. Hey, don't go around scaring people like that. Wow, you're Frank Doherty. I'm a huge fan. Love your work. Thank you. It's nice to have one's work appreciated. What are you reporting on? I'm not sure you can help me. Well, perhaps you can. Do you live here? I'm working on a story about a local resident. Her name is Sophie Langley. Everyone knows her in high society circles. From the way you look, I'm guessing you might know her too. She's a redhead, pretty as a picture. There were a lot of pictures of her through the years. That's the thing. In fact, look at this. Frank pulls out his phone and starts showing you pictures. Some have been downloaded from news sites, while others are photos from the society pages of newspapers from past decades. All show Sophie. She has different clothes, hairstyles, makeup, names, but the face remains the same. Well, they're all hot. Other than that, not sure. Come on, look at that face. It's always the same. She must have a theory about what's happening. I have a theory or two. Before I print my theory, I need facts to back it up. 3 words. Extreme plastic surgery. All the celebrities do it, only her doctor is better than the rest. You look critically at the photos on Frank's phone. You're thinking the world's best plastic surgeon is working out of this alley? Okay, fine. I don't know what this is about. So how would you explain it? Have you considered the possibility that those pictures are a hoax? Sure, anything could be a hoax, but I dug up those old papers from the archives myself. Gotta have something usable. The powers of the blood make kindred fearsome killers. Looking at Frank, you decide that you can administer this beatdown without help from your undead nature. Nothing personal, friend. You punch Frank in the mouth. Perhaps the most important thing about your new vampire existence is getting used to violence. You have to hunt, defend yourself. Frank falls down on one knee. This is not defending yourself. Please, don't! You smack Frank across the face. You feel his perspiration sticking to your skin. Blood wells from his mouth and you have a sudden urge to bite down and drink. Sophie probably wouldn't appreciate a corpse in an alley next to her home, so you restrain yourself. Frank is on all fours on the wet ground. You pick up his camera and casually fling it into a wall. The telephoto lens breaks off. Oh my god, please don't. Run your mouth, and I'll break the rest of your teeth. Frank staggers upright and runs out of the alley as best he's able, leaving his ruined camera behind. We look after his receding figure, wondering if he'll have the courage to return. Time to... back to the weather is cold and windy as you walk to Sophie's apartment. As a vampire, that doesn't matter anymore. You may have been saddled with eternal hunger, but at least you can ignore the wind chill. As you come to the door of Sophie's building, she storms out, murmuring into her phone. Yes, I know. Don't worry, I trust you to handle it. You've heard Sophie talk to her associates before. It's always the same. Generalities and vague suggestions. Makes you think she's involved in mysterious machinations, yet doesn't tell you anything. Sophie is dressed to kill, but there's nothing unusual in that. She likes to make an impression. A black car with tinted windows is waiting for her in front of the door. The chauffeur steps out to open the car door for her. Sophie notices you. I'm glad you're in the neighborhood. If you could look around for me one more time, that would be wonderful. You told me you got rid of that reporter. Turns out he's still here, snooping around. Sophie's very good at communicating disappointment. Doesn't have to do much to make it clear that she's unhappy to have to return to this issue. I'll take care of it. After tonight, he won't trouble you anymore. Good. Don't disappoint me. The reporter tucked his way into the building during the day. Once the doorman understood what was happening, he threw him out. He showed all pictures to me to my neighbors. It's very awkward, you understand. Sophie disappears into the car, the chauffeur closes the door behind her. He watches the sleek vehicle disappears into the Manhattan traffic. Just one anonymous car among many. Let's sit down somewhere and devise a plan of action. Go to a nearby diner, settle into a booth, and order a coffee from the steely-eyed Latino waitress. As she brings you your cup, you describe Frank Doherty to her on the off chance she's seen something. Just as you're about to answer, you happen to look outside. Something catches your eye. The diner is brightly lit, so you lean closer to the window to see the street through it. You got lucky. Frank is standing on the sidewalk on the other side of the street, looking at something on his phone. You slide out of the booth, throwing a few small bills on the table, mumbling something to the waitress. You step outside. You keep out of sight and follow Frank patiently. His scent is so strong that you don't have to see him to stay on his tail. He disappears into an alley. It's different from the last encounter, but could as well be the same for all the protection it's afforded him. Oh my god, it's you! Please don't hurt me! Frank cradles his new camera in his arms, terrified of what you will do to him. You came back. That was a mistake. Let's talk a little so we can figure out what kind of mistake it was. Please, I'll talk. Tell me what you want. How come you're here? I thought we agreed there's no story. Usually when someone says there's no story, that means there is a story. I just couldn't let it go. Look, I don't want any trouble. I can see that you're serious. There is something to Sophie Langley. I think you know what it is. You take a long, hard look at Frank Doherty. He's a tenacious man, but not brave. After the last time you met, you were sure he was dealt with. Or did he find the courage to come here again? I like you, Frank. You don't give up. But what's your real angle here? Everybody plays an angle. That's one of the things you learn in my profession. You're smart. You know there will be other ones after me. If there's a real story, they will come and find it. Your best shot is the friendly reporter, someone you can trust. Someone like me. So what do you say? Get ahead of the story. It'll be good for you and Ms. Langley, too. You almost believe it, but something about Frank feels off. Do you have a personal interest in Sophie Langley, Frank? What? No! Or, I mean, she's a very attractive woman, but I make it a rule never to get involved with people I write about. Come on, Frank. You must have a personal reason. This revenge for something she did to you? No, I've never met Sophie Langley. Sometimes I just need some extra money, that's all. Where does this extra money come from? There's a guy, he's paying me, that's all. I can't talk about that. Come on, you can give me more than that. No, really. Even I don't know all that much about these people. You're a reporter? What do your instincts tell you? I'm not sure. I can get a handle on them. I don't think it's blackmail or business rival or an ex. Okay, that's enough. I can't tell you anything more. You gotta consider the position I'm in. We're not done, Frank. Fine. I'll leave her alone. I'm done with this. It's all bullshit anyway. You can tell Sophie Langley that you won't see me around anymore. As Frank leaves the alley, you consider your victory. Somewhat defeated, sincere. Is it really up to him whether he returns or not? Okay. Someone is following you around. It's been for a few nights, maybe longer. That can't be a good thing. The only question is what to do about it. You venture out to the street with the goal of letting your stalker know you're aware of being followed. It's time to stop this ridiculous charade. He's bringing you aside as you step onto the street in front of your haven. When you do that, it'll help you. Will you be able to see the footprints of your stalker in puddles on the ground? Not sure where to start, you slip a few bills to a homeless man and chat up the guy who runs the local bodega. Both of them talk your ear off about strange characters hanging around, but none of their stories seem right to you. Walking the streets, you're convinced by turns that everyone you see is an enemy agent out to get you, and that your stalker has decided to take the night off. Frustrated after a couple of hours of useless searching, you cross the road without looking where you're going. A courier on a motorbike zooms towards you and has no time to brake or swerve as you suddenly step in front of him. For a split second, your eyes meet those of the man on the bike, and you both know that you'll collide. You'll get hurt. Something hits you, pushes you forward. Tumble, flying to the sidewalk as the courier zooms past. You catch a weight on your back, catch a glimpse of something, a person, a female, you think, and then she disappears. You spend a couple more hours trying to find the woman who's been stalking you, but in your shriveled, undead heart, you know it to be futile. She's gone. Jesus. Yeah. All right. Typically I just do a couple nights worth, so I guess I'm going to end the video there. Not a whole lot more exciting stuff has happened, but we'll see where things go forward. Thanks for watching. Remember to like, subscribe, ring that bell icon. And I know right now, if you click subscribe, something very special is going to happen when you click on that button. So why don't you click subscribe right now and see for yourself. All right. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.